What's up guys, Intellitech Studios here, and today we'll be featuring a vacuum that you haven't seen before, at least not in a living room vacuuming video. This is a Lindhaus, or Nilfisk, however you want to pronounce it. It's branded Nilfisk Advanced, but it apparently is a Lindhaus design. I don't know much about these. All I know is that it was included in a trade for two machines that I did want for a machine that I no longer wanted. So this was in a trade with a local vacuum collector. At least I used the term local very loosely, but it was physically possible to drive there. And so I traded for this machine, as well as a Phantom Thunder and Abyssal Power Glide Ultra. I traded my Cibo Automatic X5, which I didn't really like anyways, because I don't like the L-shaped nozzle. So yeah, I'm probably going to end up selling this because on my particular carpet, I noticed that this is really hard to push, and this height adjustment knob is really confusing, and I'm not really sure, like, how it works. I assume this little notch here is pointing at what it's supposed to, but when I put it on what appears to be the high pile, it doesn't really seem to make any difference. So I'm not really sure what the deal is. If you want to see the bottom of it, it looks like that. So it looks pretty good. I mean, there's not really much I can say about it. It looks pretty interesting. I noticed the brush roll like kind of changes shape as it goes, which is pretty cool. This feels like a metal brush roll to me, so that's pretty good. And just a few tabs to pop off this base plate. We've got this little rolly wheel right here, which I'm not sure what that's all about. I kind of worry about the metal scratching my baseboards, but it's only on the one side? I don't know. So maybe this is like to roll against the wall so it doesn't scratch, but that seems kind of weird. Not really sure what the point of that is. And there's a little attention thing right here. Very similar to a Cibo. It's got the quick release brush roll. Oh, and it has another wheel on this side. So it's got this sort of quick release brush roller and an indicator light. You've also got the cord hooks on the front of the machine, which is a bit strange, but hey, if it works, it works. A couple indicator lights, and we've got another indicator light right here, the power button, and I'm not sure what this button does. I assume it removes the handle. That's what it seems like it would do. Got the nice yellow industrial commercial cord, and pull this little lip right here and you can get to the bag. See right there, one of these little things is broke, but doesn't seem to hurt it. I assume there's a filter that you can put in right there since there's a tab for it. Obviously that filter's not in here, but the pre-motor filter is. See the pre-motor filter right there. And then a bag. So, type U12. I'm not sure if this is the original bag. I believe this is a replacement of some kind. But hey, what are you going to do? So, we'll go ahead and pop this bag door on, which is a little tricky to get on. There we go. But yeah, it runs really well. So, I will likely end up selling this. So, if you're interested, I'll list it for sale at some point once I review it. There are some Lindhaus models that interest me, particularly the Valzer, which I think is the cordless one. But yeah, this one's still pretty nice. Handle feels a little funky, but I prefer the smaller base plate. It also has a Cibo hose on it, but it does work. But since it has a Cibo hose, this crevice tool doesn't fit, but it does have the original crevice tool with it. I'm not sure what kind of fitting that is. I haven't looked at it yet, but I'll check that whenever I do the full review on it. So yeah, I haven't vacuumed my living room in quite a while. So, and I just picked up a bunch of stuff that was cluttered over here, and there's a ton of leaves and stuff that got tracked in. So this will be a nice little mess test for this thing. First, let me make sure this is okay to push. Yeah, it feels okay. I think I can deal with that. Power button, I believe, is right here. So we'll go ahead and give this a run. So yeah, it works. I'm actually fairly impressed with it. So far, I've got to say, other than that was stuck underneath the rug, so I'll give it a pass for not getting that. But I got everything else, so... And again, like half of this was wedged underneath, so I can understand why I couldn't pull that out. So, yeah, not bad at all, I'd say. So, this thing is definitely pretty impressive. Now, I'm still not sure if I'm going to keep this, and when I say I'm not sure, I mean I know I'm not going to keep this. So, if you're interested and you'd like to purchase this machine, then I'll be happy to list this for sale. But, yeah, it does work. Everything's good on it. I do like it, but the main thing that kills it for me is, number one, the fact that it's way too hard to push, even with it on the properly adjusted setting, or just on any of the settings, really. Because I've tried it on every setting, so it's not like, oh, I'm using the setting dial wrong, because none of the settings seem to make a difference as far as how easy the thing is to push. Unless somehow there's, you know, somehow I'm doing it wrong entirely, which is theoretically possible. Obviously, the cord length is pretty good, and the lack of cord hooks isn't great. Of course, this would probably have a little bit more suction if it had the proper fitting hose, but even as is, it still has plenty. So I'm not really too worried about that. It may be missing a HEPA filter, I would assume, but I could be wrong. I might be looking at that incorrectly, but it does work. So I do like how quiet it is, and I do like the overall form factor, even though it is still a little bit heavy to push. It's a commercial machine, so it's going to be a little bit beefy, and it certainly is a little bit beefy. But hey, it does work, and it did the job. I'm starting to repeat myself, but you get the idea. I do like the nice long cord, and I will be using this machine as my daily driver for the next few days in preparation of my full review of this, although I don't think you can buy these anymore, so I don't think the review will be all that relevant, but hey, I'm using it, so might as well share my experiences. So yeah, my first ever Lindhaus / first ever Nilfisk, I'd say is a success for the most part, but it's still not the type of machine that I would personally pick as a daily driver, because to me, if I'm going to pick a machine like this that's, hard to push and all that and doesn't have a brush roll shutoff that's premium, I'm going to pick my Cibo G1 every day over this thing. Just every single day of the week, I'm going to pick my Cibo over this. So, yeah. And if I wanted the versatility of a high-end bagged machine that was heavy to push, then I would pick my Miele. So, yeah. Definitely not one that's going to stay in the collection, but I do totally understand why people enjoy this machine. And like I mentioned, this is not the full review. This is just my first impressions of using it for the first time, and the full review will come at a later date, probably after the full review of the V8. So that's that. This is Intellitech Studios, Intellitech Vax, signing out. I'm debating on rebranding the channel. Let me know what your thoughts are on that in the comments below. Do you like the name? Do you want me to stick with the name Intellitech Studios, or should I change it to Intellitech Vax, since this channel is primarily focused on vacuums? Who knows? Anyways, Intellitech Studios signing out. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you have one of these machines, let me know how you like it. Or if I'm completely wrong and stupid about something, and you're like, Chance, you're an idiot, you're supposed to use it this way, and that will make it work better, then let me know. Because I'm fully aware of the fact this is the first time I've ever even seen one of these in person, let alone used one. So maybe I'm using something right, or something incorrectly. I don't see why I'd be using it incorrectly. It should be a fairly straightforward task, but who knows. This is, again, Intellitech Studios signing out. I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you all have a good one. Peace.